In the Scrum of Scrums meeting, the first part of the meeting is answering the questions similar to the daily Scrum meeting, except that they pertain to each Scrum team's activities and inputs. The first question is, what has your team done since we last met? Second, what will your team do before we meet again? Third, is anything slowing down your team or getting in their way? And lastly, are you about to put something in another team's way? This last question can be extremely helpful when coordinating the work of multiple teams. Common answers are things like, we're about to do a major check-in of the payroll processing code. We had to restructure the version control repository to do that, which made us rewrite a big part of the build script. But we're thoroughly testing everything and don't expect this check-in to break anything. Having advance notice of potential impediments like this can be very helpful. The Scrum of Scrums meeting starts with each participant answering these 4 questions. Like the daily Scrum, this part of the meeting is meant to be fast-paced and fairly short. One technique that is found to be helpful in achieving this is adopting the rule of no names can be used. There are 2 reasons for this. First, leaving out names keeps the discussion at an appropriate level of detail. While attending the meeting, the group wants to hear about each team, not about each person on each team. Second, too many people equate importance with how long they talk during a meeting. Removing the ability to describe the activities and plans of each person on a team goes a long way to keeping this part of the meeting short. During this part of the meeting, problems can and should be raised, but solutions should not be discussed and considered until after everyone has had a chance to answer these 4 questions. After everyone has answered the initial questions, a follow-up meeting can begin to address any issues raised. The second problem-solving meeting, or follow-up part of the Scrum of Scrums meeting, is where participants address any issues, problems or challenges that were raised during the initial discussion or previously identified and maintained on a Scrum of Scrums backlog. This backlog is similar to what might have been called an issues list on a traditional project. It is a simple list of outstanding issues that participants in the Scrum of Scrums meeting either feel responsible for addressing or that they are tracking for some other reason. For example, the issue is being addressed in another Scrum meeting, but this team needs to know what the resolution is. Often, a simple low-tech tracking mechanism is adequate for this backlog. Many teams use a large piece of paper hanging in a team room. Some also use a spreadsheet or a wiki.